And we're back. This is the follow-up. And now I notice when I rewatch my stuff, I watch it again in case I make a screw-up in it, which is possible. It's me. When I said I punch a hole and then I step it, well, I don't use the stepping side of it. I use one of these bad boys. This is a stepping tool drill bit, or a cone drill bit. I don't know. I call them the stepping tools because they're steppy. They have steps, and I tell you what, if you want a drill bit that never seems to ever go blunt, this is your one. So yeah, you punch a hole with the hole punch, and then you step it up to the size you want, and it's so fast. And here we go. So now, see, it's the lights doing that LED thing. It's that annoyed the crap out of me. It used to be on reflective surfaces, and it's cold as balls again, and I've got the sniffles. So you'll just have to get over that. Yeah, so I measured that, worked out that that's not actually a very big piece, so we're starting with a flat piece. I'll take it to the folder. So this is leftover stuff from the other day. I'll take the folder, I'll fold that. It's actually not a crisp right angle, it's actually a fairly soft one, so I have to put it in stages in the folder. So I will... Yes, well, once you do that, I'll cut this down here. I'm still not good at videos, if you haven't figured it out, but I'll use this thing, the shears, to cut them down. Cut that. It's way easier than using tin snips. I'll cut across there, have my piece here, fold there, do a couple of folds to make it a soft fold, then I'll take it and shrink it, and put it near the car, and then it will probably end up with something like trimmed out of it. But yeah, stay tuned. And if you're lucky enough like me and accidentally fold it too far, you get to fold it back some. Whoops. Oh, you win some, lose some. Yes, the top of this thing does actually make a pretty handy doodad with the hoo-ha. So yeah, there we go. Folded. It's not a super crisp because we didn't want it super crisp. Yeah, so now we gotta take it over the shrinker, and wooden hammers. They're awesome. This thing was a good buy. It's not quite wide enough, but at the time it's all I could get, so I don't like buying Chinese products, but the Australian made stuff is super expensive and actually not that easy to come across, or I haven't found a way to easily get it, so that's why I went for this one. I don't know, it is what it is. Now, if you noticed in the time lapse, I did actually make a couple of mistakes. Shrunk it a bit too much. I had to take the shrinker out and put the stretcher in to straighten out the shrink. And I swear to God, you should see my camera stand right now. It's literally a sack truck with a tin of bog with a stand attached, all duct taped together. The budget's like non-existent here. So there, we have it. Don't worry about that shape and that shape. I'll trim them down, but she's snug in there. Vice grips are plenty. It's like I was sandblasting yesterday. Tight. I get the texture. Of course, I never have anything near me. Bear with me. 1 man show, don't forget. The camera crew consists of me. Yeah, like I was saying. A cheeky texture should reveal the shape. Let's see if I don't make an absolute hash of this while I'm doing this on video, eh? And of course, the compressor kicks right in. Say, hey, why are you hammering that? Because, and you'll love this, it actually has a slight downhill slope, so I have to do the best I can with what I've got, and I know that if I hammer this quite a bit, I can tweak it towards the end. If I get this close, I can do this side first, and then tack those together, and they'll sort of pull together. The vice grips are very handy. I wouldn't recommend doing on this any hammering on some of these if it was like much worse than this, but I'm not going super hardcore in it. So if you take them off, 1, 2, it will lay flat. So basically it's just this edge here that's not sitting quite right, but so when you do it like this, because realistically, if I had a better stretcher, if I had money and a slightly better stretcher, you'd stretch this panel so that it also curved that way. So I've got to do it without doing that. So I've got to sort of find a happy medium where I can do that, weld it in, because it still needs to be trimmed down, and then hammer these together and then tweak it afterwards. So that's what I'm going to have to do. I do end up with a reasonable result without having all the ooh-la-la tools. I wish I had the budget to get all the stuff I really, really want. But that's just a time thing. Give it time, give it time. It's like shit stuck to that. There we go. I solved it. So yes, a bit more time lapsing and onward and upward. there we have it. We a little bit more fine tuning, but I think I'm just going to jump straight to the finished product at the end. Otherwise, these videos are going to get super long. But yeah, I'll have to put this one up because it's already a fairly lengthy video as is. But yeah, all the fiddling, we're going to make it as good as possible when it goes in. We'll clean up in there a bit more. Copper spray the back of that. Copper spray that. And I'll be able to use my spot welder to weld those sides together because it will reach that. It'll be awesome. And then I'll just weld, a couple of plugs, done. So stay tuned for the other part. I'm sorry I have to do this like this, but it's, you know, otherwise, I'm just doing the best I can. Just bear with me. It's a one-man show. Alright, stay tuned.